Welcome, everyone. Today, we're breaking down a puzzle that keeps us all up at night. How do you actually change your life and level up without completely burning out halfway through? We're taking a science-backed journey today, but with a mindset that perfectly aligns with Islamic principles. We're talking about seeking that daily barakah, that beautiful compounding blessing in the smallest, quietest details of our routines. We absolutely don't need massive, exhausting overhauls that turn our lives upside down. All we really need are smart, balanced, and sustainable tweaks. Let's get right into it. But first, let's be painfully honest for a second. Why does it feel like you're sprinting on a treadmill, sweating buckets, and putting in superhuman effort, but going absolutely nowhere? Well, it's probably because you bought into the toxic lie of modern hustle culture. You know, the scam that convinces you that to be successful, you need to wake up at 3 a.m., plunge into an ice bath, rustle a bear, and summit a mountain before you've even had breakfast. It's complete nonsense. True change is actually tiny, it's quiet, and it definitely doesn't go viral on social media overnight. Real transformation starts silently in those microscopic choices that nobody talks about. And because they aren't flashy or glamorous, millions of people just ignore them and stay stuck in the exact same place forever. Okay, let's dive into this and look at the illusion of motivation versus the real power of habits. Which brings us to our first practical step, setting up a simple yet absolutely genius morning routine. So, how do we actually capture that early morning barakah? Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to meditate on a rock for 2 hours. The truth is, waiting around for a massive wave of motivation to start your day is the biggest scam of our generation. Motivation is a fleeting feeling, and we're here to build a solid system. That system starts in the very first 10 minutes of your day with 3 tiny habits. Habit 1, make your bed. This isn't just about having a tidy room, it's about the principle of nizam, or order. When you make your bed, your brain registers its first win of the day, building your identity as someone who finishes what they start. Habit 2, drink a glass of water. Did you know that the intense morning exhaustion you feel is often just dehydration in disguise? After sleeping, your brain is like a dried up sponge, and water is the instant cure. And habit 3, get 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight. This simple act literally resets your brain's biological clock, acting as a natural alarm that tells your body and mind it's time to wake up and get moving. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast between someone who grabs their phone the second they open their eyes and someone who deliberately gives themselves a few minutes of peace. Here, we're looking at habits 4 and 17. Most people wake up and instantly dive into survival mode. They are literally consuming chaos. Apocalyptic news, overdue work messages, and everyone else's emergencies. Your brain is drowning in a cheap dopamine hit and unnecessary stress before you've even washed your face. Delaying your phone use and cutting down on news consumption is your mental armor. Protect your peace of mind. Create your day first before you consume the chaos of the world around you. Let's move to habit 9, which might literally save your social life. Eat protein first. A lot of times that terrible morning mood you have, the one that makes you think you're going through a deep existential crisis, is honestly just a blood sugar crash. Simple carbs and sugars spike your blood sugar and then drop it off a cliff, dragging your mood and focus right down with it. Steady blood sugar means steady energy, and that translates directly into a clear, patient mind. Next up, we're going to look at how you can reclaim your focus in just a matter of seconds. Picture this. We've reached the middle of the day. Work pressure is building up. Tasks are piling high, and the distractions are endless. How do you put your mental armor back on and get your focus back when you feel like you're on the verge of a breakdown? Right here, we have habits 5, 6, and 10. Think of these as instant physical reset buttons. When you sit for hours, your circulation slows down and your brain gets lazy. Standing up for just 30 seconds instantly reboots your blood flow. Taking a short 1-minute walk pumps blood to your brain and boosts creativity. And what about taking 3 deep breaths? This is the physical embodiment of sabr, or patience. Your nervous system decides how you're going to react before your logic even kicks in. Taking 15 seconds to breathe creates a critical buffer zone between an emotion and your reaction, immediately lowering your heart rate and your stress levels. Habit 16 is an absolute lifesaver. You need to immediately stop writing 2-page-long to-do lists that you secretly know you're never going to finish. You need a compass, not a complicated map. Ask yourself every single morning, what is the one thing that will actually move my life forward today? Not what seems urgent, not what other people are loudly demanding from you, but what actually matters. Clarity always beats motivation. When you have one clear direction, distractions fade away,
and you stop draining your precious energy just trying to figure out what to do next.
Moving forward, let's talk about how your physical environment and your relationships dictate your day. Wait, pay attention to me for a second. Yes, you, sitting there with terrible posture, aimlessly scrolling your screen. Let me ask you, have you ever stood in front of your closet in the morning, staring blankly at your clothes for 20 minutes like you're trying to crack a secret nuclear code? This is called decision fatigue. Every single choice you make drains your brain's battery. Habit 15 solves this daily comedy routine perfectly. Just lay out your clothes the night before. This tiny trick removes friction, saves a massive amount of mental energy, and stops you from starting your day by losing a pointless battle against a shirt and some socks.
We often think of inner peace as this isolated mental state, but the truth is, your physical surroundings heavily dictate your peace. Through habits 11, 12, and 14, we're building a roadmap to restore that tranquility. First, name your emotion. Simply saying out loud, "I feel frustrated," physically calms the emotional center of your brain. You aren't suppressing the feeling, you're regulating it. Second, clean one small area. Clutter silently spikes your cortisol, the stress hormone. Creating physical order gives your brain a sense of safety and control. And third, eat mindfully. Stop eating while staring at a screen like a robot recharging its battery. Giving your body its due rights is a core Islamic principle. Taste your food and reclaim the lost art of true mindful presence.
And this brilliantly illustrates the beautiful concept of husn al-khuluq, or good character. Habits 13 and 19 are all about your connection with others and with yourself. When you give someone a genuine compliment every day, your brain, and their brain, releases dopamine and oxytocin. You stop seeing people as threats and start seeing human connection. And what about keeping your small promises? This doesn't just build a good reputation with others, it builds deep self-trust. When you actually do what you say you're going to do, your brain starts believing that you are a disciplined person, biologically rewiring your confidence from the ground up.
Let's shift gears to see how this builds into night habits that work absolute miracles.
How you end your day dictates exactly how your next day will begin. Enter habit 18. Do you feel a stiff neck and a heavy back at the end of the day? No, you don't need a spine transplant. That's simply your muscles hoarding all the tension and stress of the day, while your mind pretends everything is totally fine. Stretching your body at night, it releases this trapped pressure. It softens your muscles, slows your breathing, and prevents that slow buildup of chronic fatigue that quietly robs you of your energy day after day. Habit 7 is a quick 2-minute mental audit. You don't need to write a dramatic 20-page diary entry. Just write exactly one brutally honest sentence about what you felt or learned today. This micro effort builds incredible self-awareness. The trap we all fall into is repeating the exact same mistakes every day because we refuse to pause and look at our hidden patterns. Like realizing you only lose your temper after your third cup of coffee. One sentence forces you to spot the pattern, and once you see it, you can finally change it. So the crucial point is here with habit 8, which is pure magic. Do you know what the number 15 represents here? It's the number of books you'll read in a single year if you commit to reading just one page a day. One page seems completely harmless and takes exactly 60 seconds, but through the miracle of consistency, it builds an incredible vocabulary, sharpens your thinking, and fosters massive long-term focus in an era of absolute distraction. And that brings us to our final section, the single most important habit ever. We've reached the peak, habit 20. The one habit that, if skipped, will eventually cause the other 19 to collapse. It's the exact reason why 99% of people fail to become who they were meant to be. Do one hard thing. That is the secret. Do one thing every single day that makes you uncomfortable. Maybe it's sending that scary email you're overthinking, starting that task you've delayed for weeks, or having that difficult conversation you've been dodging. We mistakenly view minor discomfort as a warning sign to run away. It's not. It's a sign of growth. When you face that resistance instead of fleeing from it, you build unshakable courage. Repeat that daily, and you become truly unstoppable. Your life isn't going to change because of one dramatic, cinematic breakthrough moment. It changes because of the tiny actions you repeat when absolutely no one is watching. These micro habits might not look powerful today, but they will 100% determine who you become tomorrow. So the real question is, which of these 20 habits are you starting today? Drop your chosen habit number in the comments below right now to commit to it in front of everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and always remember, it's the small, quiet steps that create the massive leaps. See you next time.